During the arrest, guess what? Deputy Jeffrey Martin, probably no relation to Ed Martin, but coincidental last name, Jeffrey Martin showed up and she spit on him. Then in the transport vehicle, Miss Sommer told Deputy U.S. Marshal, I would put a bullet in you if I had it. You know that now can't even hold that down. LOL, bye. Enjoy that spit on your $6,000 lapel and your other white bee cracker. I'll find that footage and laugh for a lifetime. She's nuts. Emily Summers, the spitting lib, seen here hawking a disgusting loogie on Ed Martin, has now been sentenced. And the sentence is horrific. Do you know why? Of course you do. It's because it came from this judge, Judge Gouveia, the sorority sister to the Lisa Cook Federal Reserve lady who has now injuncted President Trump from firing her. She's got this case and she issued a sentence on this one that is just gonna be incredible. Wait till you see it. But if you remember, this was Emily Summers and she not only spit on Ed Martin right there, she also spit on other federal law enforcement officials during her arrest. But this was the sentencing memo, okay? Before Judge Gouveia issued the sentence, this is what the DOJ, the prosecutors, submitted in to say, we think this is appropriate, and we already know how horrific this lady was, but it just gets much worse. And they wanted 18 months of incarceration, prison. They wanted 3 years of supervised release. That's what they were asking for. And they explained, you know, Congress passed laws to make sure that we can actually protect our cops who are making these arrests. Pretty important. But what happened in a 3-week period in May is this lady, Miss Sommer, assaulted 3 federal officials, not just Ed Martin. She repeatedly boasted about the assaults online, and then in violation of her release conditions, she tagged him on X. She was pointing at him and saying, hey Ed, how'd you like my loogie? She was taunting him. Now the sentence should be those 18 months because it would give federal officials the highest degree of certainty, like the law says, that people who assault them, who assault federal officials, will be brought to justice. And so here's the background. Miss Sommer, the spittin' lib, she pleaded guilty to 3 counts of assaulting federal officials in violation of U.S. code. First assault was at 3:30 p.m. May 8th in front of the U.S. Attorney's office out in D.C. Ed Martin, shout out. He was doing a video interview, and at the time, he was the interim United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, okay? That's a powerful, powerful position. During the interview, which was captured on video, Spittin' Lib approached Mr. Martin and said, who the F are you? Mr. Martin turned to face Miss Sommer. Who's this psycho? She then said, are you Ed Martin? You are Ed Martin. Next, Miss Sommer lunged at Mr. Martin and spit on his shoulder. She then walked a few steps away, turned back, and yelled, you are a disgusting man. F you, Ed Martin. My name is Emily Gabriella Sommer, and you are served. Totally nuts. So then, on May 8th, from 6:03 to 6:10, she posted repeatedly about the assault. And we've read these tweets before, disgusting, but she posted this. Every time Ed Martin on X said something, she dropped this below. She said, Ed, that was me that spit in your face today, right in front of your USDC office courthouse. That absolutely definitely spit in your face on camera. Hi, hello, a pleasure to hawk a dehydrated, pithy white foam spit into your face. I only apologize that this city left me so dehydrated and unable to get water I couldn't produce more to stain and drip down your face poop emoji. She's nuts. Now she copy and pasted and posted the same thing again, hitting him again May 8th. Yeah, I spit on you, Ed. Here's another one. U.S. Attorney's account on X. She posted it again. Same thing. And here's another one. Ed, just copy and pasted because she doesn't want to rewrite it because she's not that creative. She thought that was good. So then they arrested her. At approximately 10:45 a.m. on May 22nd, the deputy marshals arrested her at her apartment pursuant to an arrest warrant. During the arrest, guess what? Deputy Jeffrey Martin, probably no relation to Ed Martin, but coincidental last name, Jeffrey Martin showed up and she spit on him. She said, how is that spit? Tastes good? I was just getting over a cold sore. I hope I gave you herpes. Then, as the deputies tried to put Miss Sommer in the transport vehicle, she kicked him, Deputy Martin. Then in the transport vehicle, Miss Sommer told Deputy U.S. Marshal, I would put a bullet in you if I had it. That's what this psycho said. I would put a bullet in every one of you right now. And by the way, this was pre-Charlie Kirk. These are how these people were operating before they actually did put a bullet in someone. Shortly thereafter, she kicked another officer, assault number 3, Deputy Megan Kern. Miss Sommer later said to Deputy Kern, you're a little scared, aren't you? I know you have nothing to say because I did get in a kick. So then of course she was released. They're like, oh yeah, let's let her go. Release pending trial. One of the conditions of release, hey, we're gonna let you go, but you better not do anything like this. You have to avoid all contact directly and indirectly with any person who is or may be a victim or witness in the investigation or the prosecution, including Ed Martin. That was on May 22nd. So what does she do? Violates the court orders. On June 3rd, she made a public post. She said, here, quite actually urgent request for assistance. My property has been seized. I don't have any basic necessities for myself or my dog. F you, Ed, but since you've once again made me hostage in this city, I'll make sure it eats you alive and spits you back out. Like the felony assault you've alleged with your punk A, B, C, neo brainwashed Neanderthal, whatever. Hey, Ed Martin, you mad, bro? You got fired and then caught a loogie to the shoulder from her. I don't think that makes you any sort of an active official. You're in the wrong court. You red-nosed Rudolph stumbling, bumbling alcoholic. You have quite literally no brain. Come at me, dog. Let's have a debate. She's nuts. And LMAO. Judge Janine is the lady that took your job? That's gotta hurt. She's got so much trash talk coming her way too. Don't worry. You'll get it too. To Janine. So she's facing 3 assault charges for federal officers, and she's making new threats. And what is the sentence gonna be for this lunatic? Well, as part of the global plea deal, they also said, we're gonna dismiss some other crimes against this woman, some other incidents. We've also got evidence that on May 9th, 2025, this lady, Emily Sommer, banged on her neighbor's door with a metal pole, banging it on his door. You shut up in there, I'm trying to sleep. Then on June 6th, another event. She spray painted an expletive on the same neighbor's door. She's nuts. That's also criminal damage. On June 9th, she again spray painted offensive words on the same neighbor's door. What's she write? And then on June 10th, she was ordered detained pending trial in those cases. Okay, so they say she's going to plead guilty to these 3. We'll have a global resolution and we'll dismiss these other claims. Now, they give us some background on the law. These are general principles. Of course, we want deterrence. We want specific deterrence because we want to live in a society that is not filled with maniacs. And they say she's got no prior criminal convictions, which is interesting. No criminal history. So she's not eligible for a 0-point offender adjustment because she used violence. And so they're just calculating some of the things. Okay, base level of the offenses charged, 10. Physical contact, you're going to add 3 points. Multi-counts, okay, she did it 3 times, add 3. Acceptance of responsibility, -3 because she took a plea. Total offense level, 13. And if you look at the chart, once you do the calcs, 12 to 18 months is the standard. And so they say we need a lot. We need actually to have her punished here. Over 85,000 law enforcement officials and officers were assaulted last year based on FBI data. It's a lot. In fact, it's about 13% of all officers. And we're at the 10-year high. Now, in this case, she did it to 3. The May 8th spitting on Mr. Martin Ed was brazen and outrageous. It occurred while he was giving an interview and she taunted him. She says, "You've been served." Then she went online and she called him a bunch of names. She said, "Yeah, that's me. And that was exactly meant for you. You disgusting pig-headed, swine-blooded, white privilege, racist, misogynist, and nepotism hire. You know that now can't even hold that down. LOL, bye. Enjoy that spit on your $6,000 lapel and your other white bee cracker. I'll find that footage and laugh for a lifetime." She's nuts. The May 22nd assaults on 2 deputy marshals were also harsh. Body-worn camera footage shows that the deputies behaved professionally throughout their entire interaction. As the officers attempted to do their jobs, she spit in one deputy's face, kicked 2 deputies, and made statements about wanting to shoot them. As with the May 8th incident, she continued her taunts after the assaults, and she told another deputy, "You're a little scared, huh? Because I kicked you." So she knows better. She went to a top-tier university, University of Southern California, graduated in 2015 with a degree in political science and psychology. Okay, there's the red flag right there. Any USC ladies who are studying psychology, you're in big trouble. While in college, stay away. Miss Sommer studied abroad at the University of Edinburgh, and she relocated to DC. She also had another diversion program in Superior Court in January. So she had unlawful entry into the Capitol building. Wow. And another unlawful entry into a private condo, and she's been barred from those locations as well. And so diversion means as long as you just take some anger management or whatever, they'll just dismiss the charges against you. She completed it, but her criminal conduct has escalated, so she's got no priors because she completed diversion. As noted, she assaulted 3 officers, bragged about it, damaged the property of her neighbors with a metal pole, spray painted his property, and she's been in custody since June 2025. Now, we've all recognized in the law that you actually have to consider the charges when waiting out and meriting a sentence. Here, a sentence above the average and the median is warranted. She assaulted 3 federal officials, bragged about it, taunted it, and is getting rid of a bunch of conduct that she will not be prosecuted for because of her plea agreement. Now, we need a serious penalty for her. Officers enter dangerous and unpredictable locations, and we need to deter further conduct like this. We live in a time filled with political strife and increasing political violence. Yeah, Charlie Kirk got killed months later. Federal officials are often especially vulnerable to these things. Citizens can, of course, use their free speech, but they can't commit crimes. This is serious. By making batteries against federal law enforcement officials punishable by up to 8 years in prison. And she crossed the line from protected disagreement to lawless violence. She crossed that line on May 8th. She spit on the the interim U.S. attorney. She crossed the line again on May 22nd when she spit on and kicked 2 deputy marshals. She boasted about it online, taunted one of the victims in violation of her conditions. It was repeated and brazen. And so therefore, we want 18 months of incarceration to serve the interests of justice. Signed by U.S. Attorney Jacob Green.